Welcome everybody. This is Fran with Sue Bell from Network Empire, and we are excited to be bringing you some really fascinating updates that we've got on keywords, our brand new Killer Keyword by Network Empire tool, and a few other updates that we're going to talk about at the end. So welcome, Sue.
Thank you, Fran. I'm so excited to be here today.
Well, I'm excited that we've just released this tool and we've already got some really cool updates, and a lot of them are based on user feedback. So
Indeed. Yes.
pretty pretty fast response we've got here. So I'm excited to see what we're doing.
Well, first of all, I think one of the most requested changes was that when you come in here to the project screen, everything be sorted by the most recent updated project first. So that's now the default sort. The second thing that we've done is in the tag search, you can search now by keyword and by locale, as well as by tags. So in other words, I can search by megasite, and it'll pull back those projects. I can search by insurance, and it'll pull back those projects. And if I had something other than the United States, I'd be able to search by locale too, and it would bring those back. So,
Okay.
yeah. So that's everything that's new on the project screen. And so now let's go into pick a project, any project. Let's do dental veneers. So the next thing is we have a fast nav here to both the profit reports and the deep inspection reports. And you can see how many of each you have. So if I want to go see my deep inspection reports for that particular project, I can come here and I see just those. So, so that's quite handy. And then one of the last things that we've got is to be able to delete items off of the actual profit report. So let's say that you're here, we come into one of these profit reports, and you're looking at the list and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want this thing that's like super mega difficult. Let me just take that out of the list and then see how everything sort of rearranges itself. You can delete the selected, and it will zap that keyword, and then you can see how everything else just kind of falls to not nearly so difficult. And so it gives you much better averages of what's going on. It gives you updated rank values and search volumes. And the other thing that's going to be coming, but it's not quite here yet, is that you're going to be able to name your profit reports. So if you've selected a group of keywords with a particular idea in mind, and you're looking at like 2 or 3 different groupings of keywords, you can name your profit report so you remember why you picked that cluster of keywords to go together. And then the thing that we had before, which you might not have known about, is you can come in here to actions and we can do a select all. So once we've got like this list of keywords deleted and sort of refined down to that point that we're really interested in, we can select all of them, and then we can run and do a deep inspection from all of those things that have been chosen, and it'll do a deep inspection drill for each one of those. So now that's available only on the agency version, where you can do multiple deep drills at one pop. Otherwise, you're going to have to issue each one of those deep inspection drills individually. So
Yeah, but happens to be very helpful anyway, because I think a lot of people didn't understand where to use the deep inspections, and they were doing deep inspections on way too many terms, before they got to this point.
exactly. I think it makes more sense to take a look at the potential profit and have a basic understanding of what it is that you're looking at, and then you refine that a little bit. And then if you do have a very difficult keyword in there, it's because, it's a keyword that's really important to you, and you still want to use it in your site, and then you can do a deep inspection and see just exactly how bad the damage is going to be. You can stick it toward the end of your promotion. You can back yourself into that keyword so that you do all of the link building and everything for the other keywords first, and that'll make doing that last keyword easier.
Brilliant. Okay, one more thing before you get off the screen. When you mentioned naming your profit report,
Yeah.
explain what kind of scenarios that would be helpful for. Put it in a real.
So let's come back here. Actually, maybe let's let's take a look at a different project. Let's say that we're looking at auto insurance, which is a pretty good size drill. And so let's say that I've got different kinds of auto insurance. Maybe I'm looking at different silos. So I might have, just trying to think how I can phrase this. So if I come up here for a minute and I just look at auto, because I can see that this has pulled back a lot of stuff besides auto. You've got policies, you've got coverage, you've got quotes. And you might take like 3 or 4 of these keywords with the idea that that's going to be kind of like what I'm interested in one particular silo, or maybe 5 or 6 keywords, and you're looking at potential silos, just like all the different possible silo keywords. So what would be easy to do then might be like, if we come in here to a filter and we filter for silos and we apply the filter, and hopefully this just gives us a good list. Yeah, we've got like 21 keywords here. So now as I look at these, I might say, okay, I'm interested in quotes, quote, and quotes to see which one of those might be better. I'm interested in ratings and discounts and online and cheap. So maybe those are potential silos and I don't know exactly which way I want to go. Then I can come in here and I can do, okay, do a profit report for me, and try again. Instead of viewing a profit report, I'm going to create a profit report, and here it's going to be, there'll be a name field, so I can say potential silos, and then set all of the things for my profits and conversions and click-throughs and generate the report off of that. And
that really is helpful to keep organized, because there's just so much data, and when you're doing this level of analysis, that organization is really key for moving through this quickly.
Exactly.
Okay.
The other way that I might look at this is if I'm doing, like I'm finding some really cool keywords, but they're more tangent keywords, so they might be keywords that I want to use on a PinVid site. I can grab those and I can throw them into a deep inspection and label them PinVid keywords or WR2 keywords. I can also grab a bunch of keywords and throw them into deep inspection with the idea that maybe they're going to be off-site articles for like DAS stacks or blog articles that I do on somebody else's site or something along those lines, right? So they're good keywords. They're things that are germane and relevant, but they're maybe not words that I'm going to actually use on my site. But I'm finding these juicy keywords and I want to hang on to them. So that's an easy way. And by throwing them into deep inspection, I can also see, are they, what's the difficulty level? Because if I'm looking at those keywords and they're super difficult, then that might deter me from being like the first article that I write on a DAS stack or on a guest blog, something like that. I might push that more toward the end where I'm going to be supporting that concept better with other inbound links that I've got going on.
Okay, so just to emphasize, because there's so much at stake when you're getting started with building a site and a concept for a site. This stuff takes time. It's not just, because the tool is so fast and it brings you back the data so fast, it's really important to do proper analysis and make your decisions and take the time to do it right.
Well, you're going to see much better results from it if you slow down a little bit. There's, when it comes to that, when it comes to SEO, there are some things that you can do that are critically wrong, but when it comes to like choosing keywords and how you're going to implement keywords, you're not going to go too far astray. But there are certainly some things that are going to, if you go after the low-hanging fruit first as you're getting a brand new site online, then you're certainly going to see much quicker traction and much better traffic, and that means more immediate revenue for you. If you're sticking to the more difficult terms, then you're going to stay just down there in the depths of the rankings for those difficult terms, and even the stuff that's low-hanging fruit that you could be ranking for, you're just bypassing it because you're not focusing on it. So yeah.
Well, right, and if you do it right, if you focus on the low-hanging fruit first, that actually helps you rank for the harder terms because you're already ranking and building your authority and establishing your credibility.
Exactly.
Okay. This is wonderful. Okay, what else do we have?
All right,
Anything
so
else?
other non-keyword, killer keyword related information that we've got going on. We've got some up and coming topics. We've decided that CLC3 is going to be the next class that we're going to launch. It's going to be in about 30 days.
This is
And
my favorite training course, I have to say.
right, and we're
Yeah.
going to add all new over-the-shoulder tech build out of the site. So we sat and analyzed where people have been having problems in the recent classes, the last couple classes, and so we're going to address those problems in this class, and Matt's going to slow way down and get right into the nitty-gritty of what it is that you have to do. So, for example, at CERT this year, we had a hands-on training for a couple of hours where Matt did an actual implementation of something and everybody followed along, and then he walked around the room and looked over everybody's shoulder. So this is going to be a similar kind of a thing where we're going to have probably a go-to meeting instead of a webinar so that anybody can actually share their screen, so that if somebody is having a problem, they're stuck someplace, we can swap to that screen and Matt can actually walk them through that problem right there. So everybody will be creating their PinVid site in real time on the webinars.
Yeah, and I have to say it makes all the difference in the world because you could get stuck on one tiny little thing that is, I remember at certification somebody had a different setup to their hosting and that was the reason that they had just a minor little tweak difference in how they did things. And Matt was
Exactly.
just, hey, this is how you do it. Boom.
Yeah. So
So yeah.
I'm super stoked about that. I think that's going to make all the difference in the world because it's not a complicated process, but there's enough steps in it that, you know, if you get bogged down and you're having problems getting your question answered, that, you know, you could just throw your hands up and walk away. So this should be really, really cool. I'm really looking forward to it. So two other things that I want to mention. We've got the MDM3 course, and our $1 Million Business Mentoring course has open enrollment at the time. It was closed for a long time. We opened this course for the first time in February, and we closed the doors in March, and we opened them again about a month ago, and they're going to be open again for another couple of weeks before we close them again. So if you guys want in, you should get in. And I just realized that I don't have the links to any of these things here, so I trust that in the on the page where the video is going to be embedded, you're going to have all the links for everything. And what's that?
I said I can do that.
That would be awesome. And the last thing is the AT5 course. This is the version of the course that doesn't have the keywords with it, which is what we had a couple of weeks ago. But we've got the price now down to $97 a month for 4 months. For those of you who still want to jump in while you can get on the live webinars and ask questions in real time, we would love to see you on the inside. So that's
Yeah,
proving
people
to be a really fun course. Sorry?
yeah, I was going to say people are really enjoying that course and really, I mean, the feedback that I'm most impressed with are people who've been around Network Empire for a while that are saying, oh, I'm finally understanding this now. I'm finally getting that because of the way that this course is being rolled out and explained. It's like a little bit of all the pieces of Network Empire, just enough to give them what they need at that particular point and stage in building the business. So
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of light bulb moments going on.
yep. Okay. Very exciting.
Spectacular. All right, so that's our Friday wrap-up for the week.
I am so excited to see what else you got coming next week, but we will get this out to everybody, and Sue, I really appreciate it, and pretty exciting getting all those updates done so quickly on Killer Keywords tool, so that is awesome.
Yeah, I'm totally stoked. Hey, thanks so much, Fran. I appreciate it. Have a nice weekend, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
See you. Bye, guys.